Right before we get into the video, I'm going to show you the build. This is based off level 70 characters. If you haven't maxed out your characters like this, I will leave a video in the description on how you can do it pretty quickly. I would suggest doing it. I've tried doing hard mode with my characters under-leveled, and it's pretty hard. So, with that being said, let's get into the build. So with Cloud, we're on the Igneous Saber, Cetron Armlet, and the Space Ranger Medal of Honor. Looking into his materia, he's got the fire and ice materia maxed out with the elemental materia. So obviously that's going to be, creating a nice weakness against the Zolom because he is weak to ice. And then we've got the skill master materia and the ATB stagger materia simply to give me ATB boosts. We've got a H up materia. We've got the first strike materia as well. Moving on to the armor, we've got a strength up materia. Actually, we've got 20% strength. We're running the AP with that at the moment. We've got a max prayer in case we ever get into a situation where we need to use Cloud to heal. We've got another HP up just because we're not getting the 30 maximum % with one. So getting that way running this one. Then we've got 2 MP up materias just to give us that more MP within the fight. Because I did find out when I'd done this under leveled that I was running out of MP pretty quick. So anything will help. And then I'm running revival and re-raise. So if I do get a free chance to cast re-raise on someone from Cloud, I will do so. Now moving on to Barret, he's going to be our main healer. So we're running obviously max healing with Magnify. Then we've got ice materia, running it with the synergy ability. So the idea on this is because the Midgar Zolom is weak to ice, we can then use it with Barret, and then Cloud or Tifa are going to mirror that attack and also use the same ability. So it's going to be a bit similar to the Arcane Ward with Aerith in a way. So Barret's main job is going to be healing, and then getting ice off when he's got some free ATB and there's no more healing needs to be made. Moving on to the next one, MP absorption. Literally no reason I've got that there, just because I need to level it up. It's not important. There's nothing I can put on this build to make it any better. So we're just using that to get the AP for it. Revival for the same reason as obviously Cloud, in case one of our teammates go down. Now, on this, we're running fire materia with elemental materia on the bangle. So we're basically immune to fire attacks. So in the second stage, Midgar Zolom's going to use a fire-based attack, and obviously, as you can see, the HP on Barret is pretty low, so we need to, negate that damage. And then moving on to the next two, we've got the attack to magic attack materia, and we've got the HP to MP materia. So we're going to keep Barret on the back line, out the way, and basically he's just going to spam MP moves to, help this fight come along nicely. And then he's got a first strike materia as well. And he's also got the enemy skill. We probably don't use enemy skills, but it gives some nice bonuses. You can see in the bottom right corner. It gives us obviously HP, MP, extra strength, and extra magic. And if we do get the odd chance to use an ATB on some of them, we will do. And then finally, Tifa. She's running ice materia linked with magic focus. Again, just when we get a chance, we're going to be using Blizzara with her. Let's obviously pump up that pressure gauge. We've got revival for the same reasons the other two. We've got a HP up. We've got the other HP up. We've got a precision defense focus materia. So if I'm not controlling it and she's obviously defending, it might help out with the ATB. I'm not too sure. Next, we've got the ATB assist, an MP up, an MP up. And then we've got poison and petrify materia with swift cast. There's literally no point. I'm just leveling them up. But the main thing is ice and revival with Tifa and Cloud, in all fairness. Anyway, let's get into the battle. Right, just before we get into this, I do want to make a point that this is no way, shape or form going to be a perfect battle. There are plenty of guides online, but don't have commentaries. So I've kind of gone off them, and I'm kind of like obviously just winging it as this fight goes on. So we're going to go in heavy with Cloud, using his abilities like Disorder, Prime Mode, getting some damage there, building up the pressure gauge. And if Barret dies like straight away off the bat because obviously of his low HP, just quickly use Raise with your first ATB, and then we'll be good to go. And as you can see with Cloud, I'm using Braver. I'm going to use the basic attacks really for the first, quarter. I'm going to move Barret back, try and get his ATB up to obviously get everyone cured up. As you can see, everyone's pretty low now. One more hit and I might be in trouble. But as you can see, we just get the Cure Auger off. But the reason I run revive on all the characters is because any of them can be one-shot at any point. This is by far the hardest boss that I've come across. I've done quite a few now, just haven't got around to making this video. And this is by far the hardest. Don't get me wrong, I could have maybe not run HP to MP and struggled a bit more without obviously the heals, but I feel like these, you know, the Midgar Zolom's attacks are quite hard to block. But as you can see, I'm just trying to get the pressure gauge built up and keep Barret on top of the heals, and using the odd Blizzara where I can to build up that pressure gauge. As you can see, just pressured now. So as you can see, we're going into the second phase now. The Zolom's going to start the round, the Scorching Breath fire-based attack. Now, we're going to pressure him straight away with Cloud to hopefully take the blunt of this, so Tifa won't get hurt. Barret won't get hurt because obviously we're running the fire material with Elemental on the armlet. And then we're just going to try and recoup, because obviously you can see Cloud is weak, he's going down. Tifa nearly goes down, but we're going to get the Cure Auger off. But unfortunately, Cloud does go down, so we're going to get our ATB with Tifa and get him raised. Get Barret, ATB to get them cured. And that's kind of like the process you've got to do. Just keep on reviving people, healing people as quick as you can, whilst trying to keep Barret away from him. Sometimes he will get obviously focused, like now, as you can see, but that's why we've got revive on the other two characters. Now, as I said at the beginning, this is not in any way, shape or form a perfect fight. You'll see plenty of videos online that maybe do this a lot better. Some no damage taken, which is absolutely beyond my abilities, and I assume past quite a lot of people's abilities, so I'm hoping the commentary does help out. But we're going to go back to what we were doing before, where we're going to be using Cloud to pressure him, try and get some abilities and spells going, keeping on top of the Razors, keeping on top of the Blizzargas, keeping on top of the Cure Augers. And eventually, you know, we're going to stagger the Zolom again. It's actually perfectly staggered at this point, so we stagger him when he's up the tree. In this phase, you know, if he gets to a point where he gets his move off, it can one-shot everyone. So we get him staggered, and we're just going to work away now with obviously limits that we've got, any synergy abilities that we've got, and basically just try and keep on top of that damage. So everyone's running a little bit low on health, so we're going to get Barret to get his cure. We're going to try and keep Barret's ATB at least 1 now, so we can always cure and just damage with Cloud and Tifa. Although it'd be nice to use Blizzarga all the time with Barret, it's a risk-reward situation. So as you can see, we're just going to be working on the Cranial Dome with Cloud and Tifa, using synergy abilities when we can, and just keep on chipping away. You see we've pressured him now again, so we're just going to go in, big guns blazing, so to speak, use a lot of abilities and attacks, and just keep on top of him. And as you can see now, he's going into the third phase. Again, fire-based attacks. This, I think, if I remember correctly, does get a little bit hairy. I do get a lot of people going down, revives, etc. But hopefully Barret will be able to keep us alive. But we're going to start off by getting a Blizzara off on him. Let's start just heavy attacks now, magic attacks. Build that pressure gauge as quick as we possibly can, because he's going to go into a lot of special moves that are going to one-shot us at this point. But we're just going to keep on working away with the Blizzara or Blizzarga, whatever we can do. So we're running a little bit low on HP now. So Barret, get him using Cure Arga, and then we're going to keep on using obviously just like Prime Mode, Disorder, things like that, because they seem to be the best attacks. But as you can see, Cloud does go down after him using the Scorching Breath again. So we're going to get him revived as quickly as possible. What I want to do here though is I want to get Tifa to to revive him, which I do, and use Barret's ATB to heal. So you can see that's what I'm doing here now, just kind of timing it, so then everybody will be maxed HP going into this next little bit of a phase. So as you can see, I'm using Cloud and Tifa's basically just to build up that pressure, and as you can see, it's coming along nicely now. I'm hoping obviously as soon as we get this staggered, we can take it out. We've got limit breaks. But we do have a little bit of a setback, as I said at the beginning of this phase, where everyone's looking pretty weak. I haven't even got an ATB with Barret, so I've actually been forced into using Tifa's limit break just to take the the focus away from Barret. And now with Barret, I can get the cure off. So we got Tifa and Barret healed up, but Cloud unfortunately didn't get the heal as quickly as I'd liked. So we're going to raise him with Barret's ATB. And then I think at this point we've got him staggered. So we're going to now just build it up. Don't worry about healing. Let's just try and take him out with Cloud and Barret's limit break. As you can see, I'm using Catastrophe with Barret. And I'm using Ascension with Cloud. And that should see him nearly dead anyway.
Don't stop now. Nothing personal.
Just a few more hits after the stagger phase should sort this out. I'm dealing damage to the cranial dome, but his actual overall health is really low, so we're going to get this done any second. But as I say, this isn't the most efficient way of doing it. I just kind of collectively watched a few builds, put them together, and this is kind of what I got. I couldn't work out a way without giving Barret all that MP to keep everyone healed. I'm not the greatest at using the defense block mechanism. I kind of can't see when obviously the Midgar Zoloms go into attack with a basic attack, etc. But hope this does help the average player like me. I hope you get it done. It did take me probably, even at max level, probably about a dozen times until it worked. Because at any time, once you obviously, someone gets knocked and they're down, it's quite hard to be able to get them back up unless you have got the ATB already in stock. And in those situations, it can all just go pear-shaped even at the end. Anyway, that is all for today's Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth video. If you did like it, hit the like button for me and subscribe for more hard boss guides. And yeah, that's the video.